Hello.
Hey. Hello.
What's up?
Hi.
I said what's up, but I can't hear you, so I hope everything's lovely.
Sunday morning, February 20th.
First?
No, yeah, 21st?
Yes.
The 21st?
21st.
21st. Yep.
And we just got done. We just sat here on our couch and read. Keith was reading the Bible. We read for like an hour. And I was reading Power for Abundant Living.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. We sat down at like 10:15 to read and got done at like 11:10. What time is it right now? It's like 11:20. So we decided to do a video right now because we're all blessed and stuff.
Done with that, we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna get our workout on.
Wearing, exercise clothes and stuff right now.
Yeah. Gotta get the body back.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah. So we had so many people wanted to do something for Keith for his birthday. So we had on Wednesday, we had dinner with Jonathan, Fat Pie. We did a video. And then on Thursday, we did a video when we were eating dinner at the Mini Franzak's. And on Friday, I went to
She left me.
I went to a girls' night.
She left me and went to go hang out with the girls, and I was all by myself. I couldn't do anything.
We had a fantastic girls' night. It was like
actually,
it was like cake
I wanted to be
sweet bread.
I wanted to be home on my own Friday.
He misses his alone time.
Yeah.
Now that we're married.
Marriage can do that to a person. Take your time from what you had to alone time to no time.
Always together time. I like together time.
Of course she likes together time because then I give her hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses.
And what was I saying? Oh yeah, and then so yesterday my parents wanted to take Keith out, so my mom and dad and my sister and the two of us went to Olive Garden and we had lunch. Shrimp Alfredo. I had shrimp Alfredo. It was yummy.
I had a chicken Caesar salad. That's what I had. Actually, it sparked such an interest that Mike got himself a chicken Caesar salad. Yeah.
And wouldn't you know, Mike Lester ate soup. My dad never ate soup. But he ate soup.
Didn't realize he had such a issue with soup.
Yeah, he does. So, beat the system.
You beat the system. I'm not a part of your system. Yeah. Anyway. Now we're just messing around, seriously. So this morning I was reading Galatians, and she was reading Power for Abundant Living, and she can tell you what chapter she's reading in there. But I was reading Galatians because I got an encouragement a long time ago to read Galatians 50 to 100 times.
And then you were reading James.
Well, I was reading Galatians, I was reading James, I got into Ephesians, I got into Matthew, got into Romans a little bit, and, you tell me a little bit here, I got questions, got big questions about the book of James, questions on a biblical level of
how does it fit?
How does that book fit? Because I read verses in Ephesians not by works lest any man should boast, out of Ephesians chapter 2. I got a whole book of Galatians, which is basically trampling all over uh, anything that you need to do to be right in God's eyes. And now I'm also aware that I'm not advocating sin either, people, in the fact, like, I know it says in Romans, shall we sin that grace may abound? God forbid. I understand that. I'm not saying that we have a right to sin. I'm saying we got verses in James where it talks about works, how faith being dead without works. Faith is a believing based on hearing, not based on works. It feels like what should have been translated was, or what should be actually brought out of there, is that of love, to love thy neighbor. You know, there's section in there about true religion. Religion is horrible. There's like no good religion out there. There's never been one. And Christianity isn't religion if you get down to its core. It's not supposed to be, even though they can form religion around them. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of some serious talk, I guess, but not as funny as we normally are. But for me,
it's important.
It's important because
the word shouldn't contradict itself, and so it looks like it is. Then we gotta figure it out.
Because the word doesn't contradict itself. How Dr. Earl put it is, you look at the hard verses in light of the clear, or the confusing or the unclear verses in light of the clear. So I've got 3 or 4 books telling me that telling me what love is, which love is if, let's say, a brother or sister came to my house in raggedy clothes and hadn't eaten anything in like 3 weeks, and they were hungry and needed something warm, you know, and a blanket. The love of God would be to take that person in, endeavor to put some clothes on them, put a hot bowl of soup or something in front of them so they could get something to eat. That would be the love of God, you know, to take care of that person, you know. But that's love. That's not faith. That's love. Faith is completely different, and that's why I question some things in James. Not only that, but based on who the writer was, and that Paul had an issue with James. You can read in Galatians that there was something brewing with James, and there's issues brewing with James all throughout Acts. I mean, you can see it. It's almost scary, you know. How you don't even see how this guy rose to the heights of power in anything. I don't ever see him in the Gospels, and he shows up in Acts like out of flipping nowhere. And I'm not trying to you know, throw a book of the Bible out, you know. But I think if there was a man of God named Martin Luther who thought that the book of James shouldn't be a part of the biblical canon, we may want to take a look at why a man of God would say that. You know, like, at least engage it a little bit, because for a man who took the Bible for its word, at its core, the just shall live by faith, and then goes and says that James shouldn't be a part of the Bible, should probably look at it just a little bit, just to see, you know. He must have found enough contradiction in it that it didn't fit the typical canon. Mm-hmm. So there you go. I'm still in firm belief that there's nothing that I can do. God is no respecter of persons, which means he's not partial to you, nor does he care about everything that you do, in the sense that it's not going to change your status quo. Whether I wear my hat backwards or forward is not going to change. You know, whether I have tattoos on my body is not going to change that. You know, but it doesn't mean that if I go and I, you know, clean the toilets everywhere for all the believers, that I'm going to get any better of a standing. you know. So that's what respect a person means. It doesn't mean anything, and it comes up in James a couple of times and stuff. So yes, I'm a firm believer that there's not nothing that we could do to get there. Nothing, nothing, nothing. You understand me? Nothing, 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 nothing. A lot of serious talk. You see her? I love her. I love her a lot. Yeah. It's called Grace right here. This is Grace. No, I love Grace. Love her a lot. Gracie. 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 She's not scared. She actually loves it when I hug her.
I do.
You got anything to say? What did you read?
I read Power for Abundant Living. I read the first 3 chapters. First chapter,
Fountain of Living Waters.
The first chapter is the introduction. First chapter, I think, is just called Introduction.
And you read the Fountain of Living Waters and availability, receivability, and usability?
Okay, so I read the introduction. And then, first chapter 2 is availability, receivability, usability.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, chapter 2 is...
Or chapter 3.
Chapter 3, I mean, is believing equals receiving.
And you read that?
And I read that, and now the next chapter, chapter 4, is believing faith and fear. So I'm excited to read that chapter.
Yep.
I just couldn't read anymore. My eyes were getting tired. But I will be reading it. I'm going to do what Keith does, make my finger really big.
All right, people. This has been a... So you see what we're into? She's reading about believing. I'm looking at believing. We're looking at believing.
We're not just goofy all the time.
No.
We're serious about the word and really making sure that we know what the word says and that we're clear on how to live for God the best that we possibly can. So that's what we're doing.
And to end the video, I'm going to give you a thought. You can, for those that watch these videos, and if you want to go and look at something, flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom. First thing for you is, where is that? And second, go and study it a little bit. Comes up a couple of spots about flesh and blood and about the works of the flesh and things. And so I'm really trying to push across to you, to anyone who's watching this, that there's nothing in your flesh that's gonna make it. You know, it's gonna be, in that day, he's gonna take corruptible and make it incorruptible. Your flesh and your blood is not gonna make it. So flesh and blood cannot inherit. It means the works, all your works, are not going to inherit the kingdom of God. Let's get over it. Stop trying to make it worth. Stop trying to make this little place your own. It's like, yeah, just give it up to God. Yeah.
You know what, I want to say something too before the video ends, because
Sure.
I was reading. And Dr. Werewolf in Power for Abundant Living talks about how people a lot of times think it's normal for people to be like a big fan of football or basketball and you get really excited about it. But if you get excited about the Bible, then you're a little bit cuckoo, you know? But we believe that it's important to be really excited about the Word. And I don't think it makes you crazy. I think it makes you sound to be excited about the Word.
This is this way. I mean, if I have screws loose, it's not because I'm Christian.
Yeah.
That's working to tighten the screws up.
Yeah.
The rest of it's trying to unscrew.
So we're not going to be ashamed of our love for God or our love for His Word. People can think what they want to think, but we're not going to be ashamed of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sound good?
Sure.
So, is that everything?
That is everything.
Then we out.
Out.